evening. This is the update for the wave shooter project I've been working on. This is a wave-based shooter game that's primarily written in C++. Um, Basically, to keep this game short and simple, the idea is to keep it around 50 waves and just have it be quite intense as the time goes on. Currently haven't done any level design. It's all data table driven for the enemy classes, with wave 50 being about 600 enemies, so quite intense. Uh, Typically fighting around 65 enemies at a time, depending on how many you kill, etc. With this system, it allows me to assign multiple enemy types um, through here using this array. We can basically control how many enemy types we spawn per wave, and then control where they spawn and keep them putting pressure on the player by moving them to new spawner locations. So currently there's two spawners here. They're kind of like way up in the air, so I can see them dropping down, and as well because I want to eventually figure out for this enemy here that I pulled, this guy from the Valley of the Ancient. He, until I can get him in Blender or Substance Painter or anything and kind of do my own textures on him, I've just got these two materials that he came with right here, and I just kind of made him this color because when I migrated him, everything broke. All his static meshes that were supposed to be animating, none of that worked. I tried several times and I couldn't get him over, and it was more of a pain to do animations on him. So with just utilizing this method and just using the skeletal mesh like normal, I found it more manageable for my time, that I'm able to just create his own animation blueprint that I made for him. It's very, very simple. I just have a locomotion set up right now until I work out the rest of his animation. So he does an idle and he does a walk. That's it for the time being. And that's really all I need him to do for right now while I'm testing. So this is the newest enemy. He does the laser attack. It does damage. He can die. But there's a lot of work that I need to do on him. This is kind of a last minute addition for like an elite robot that you have to fight during the waves. Other than that, there's the spider bots that I got in a pack, and then there are also the little humanoid based guys. Let me get 5 of those. And so currently I'm working on the menu system. Go ahead and actually just show, we'll watch them fall down. So there he is. So there's these little spider bots. He shoots laser, it does a lot of damage. Reload. Still need to do a delay for this rifle. And he has very low health. And so now we're saving. There's this dang aim bug again. So then at the end of each wave, it will save the game. And it's going to do this during the wave delay. So you shouldn't see doing that. Shouldn't be any performance loss. The delay between waves is about 30 seconds. So not a big deal on that front. We have weapons. I've only got 4 weapons implemented. These are from like a sci-fi pack. And so yeah, then these guys will come in and they shoot like stormtroopers right now. So I have them doing really low damage for the time being. And that is mostly so I can do a lot of testing until I get ready to start doing some balancing. So that's how the wave system works in the game. Uh, you can just put as many of these spawners in, and the wave manager just takes in that data table, and so we can have multiple wave managers if we wanted to. And then with that wave manager, it's just looking within a range of around the player. So it's checking the range from the player to determine which spawners it should start spawning those enemies at the beginning of the wave. And then as you kill enemies, it runs a second function that will then also check once you've killed an enemy what spawner it should um, spawn at. If it doesn't find any spawners in range, which I'm working out doing a texture for a visualization for the actual range that it's searching for around the player, then that way when you're placing these spawners in the world, you'll be able to get your ranges and make sure they overlap for all the playable areas that the player can be in. So that's coming in the future. And then if it doesn't find the player, or the player doesn't have any spawners in range, it will return the full list of spawners in the level, and it will just divide up um, the enemies throughout those spawners, and then they'll just end up moving towards you. That's the failsafe method, so at least they're going to be in the level. Um, as far as the UI, I have a testing map. We don't need to save anything there. This is unnecessary. Just doing some testing with some FOV stuff. So in the test map, currently I've just been working on this pause menu. This is a pack that I found on the asset store, sci-fi UI elements. It just fit with Wraith before his material parameter collection broke. It's a 5.4 bug with the Paragon assets. Um, but we can go ahead and resume game. Fairly simple. We can quit game. That'll take us out. Main menu is not implemented yet. And then we can go to our settings menu. It's going to default to the gameplay tab. And then just kind of adding these indicators so we can go to, this will hold our UI controls. And then of course our graphics settings. And currently the qualities are not implemented. Those are in the process, but we have a list of resolutions, and I'll end up cleaning up the style of this menu and the text, get everything matching. I've just been testing a lot of these different settings out, but we have all of our settings here. I didn't want to go too crazy with VSync or not, and then full screen or not. And then nothing happens until we apply and save. But if we do like field of view, which is a simple one, let's just go 115. We can click apply and save. Go ahead and hit close our field of view. And so you're able to make all your changes. If you want to be, medium, low, 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 and then the textures, obviously, there's a lot of work to do to get those implemented. And we want to go back to, say, 95, apply and save. You can see we're adjusting all of those qualities. So we'll go ahead and bump everything back up. Got our shadows back. And then go ahead and hit close. Our field of view will adjust, and we're back in. So that's been the big working portion that I've done today. I did this whole menu today, and then getting the save game system started. I still got a lot to do there, mostly integrating how I want to do the wave system with essentially sending a delegate to my game instance is, I believe, where I'm going to end up putting this in my game instance. And within my game instance, we'll be able to track which wave we're currently on, and then based on the wave that we're on with this wave number. We'll update that, and then have total enemies killed. So if you die, you'll be able to see, okay, well, how many enemies did I at least kill during the whole time? And then getting the wave number so we can save and track that wave number in case we teleport to different levels or anything like that. We'll be able to have another wave manager there, and then send that data to the wave manager so it knows which wave to spawn if we're not starting from a different wave system on that wave. But that's kind of the plan for that portion. So just got to work out saving that at the moment. And then that's kind of most of that. The game state, this is a secondary portion. It's a bit messy as well, as I'm kind of uh, architecting like how everything's fitting together. But essentially with my game state, I'm using this to manage um, a lot of how I'm making my transitions when I'm in the game. I can package that little guy in there. So whether we're currently in game or in our pause menu, if we go to our pause state, that's sent through C++, a lot of this, and then it just sets that state, and then we can go ahead and create our widgets. I'm just trying to do a little bit of blueprint stuff. Majority is all in C++, but I'll do what I can. Typically widget stuff I will do in blueprints, and then just have a base class with some properties if I need them. And then, yep, currently the two portions I haven't done is, or three really, restart game, main menu, and then game over. Right now, game over, it'll end up just spawning this widget, and game over, it just tells me this. So eventually you'll have your stats menu, the wave you made it to, the amount of enemies, and then what I'd like to do is have track your time played for the session before you died, and then a restart or main menu, and then from main menu you can quit out if you want to. So that's planned for the game over. Gameplay is not going to have a ton of settings. You'll probably have FPS to select, like FPS slider. There'll be a few mouse options. Actually, mouse options will probably go in the controls menu, but this will be more some gameplay stuff. I haven't planned entirely a ton of options so far for gameplay, um, so that's something I'm still working around about, how many options I want to include. Whether I want to do a difficulty is kind of one I'm looking at, but that would have to be set from the main menu. Otherwise, it would only happen for the next wave that spawns. Um, so kind of determining how I want to do that. And let's see, um, from the C++ side, not too much to show. I've just kind of broken everything down into components, and then based on those core components, that drives pretty much all of the functionality for the characters. So the character's fairly empty. Um, and then, obviously the enemy management system, a little bit of AI stuff, but currently my AI graph, blueprints, enemy AI. My AI graph is super bare. There's not too much happening in here. Fairly simple. So nothing super complex for this, other than linking things up and trying to give myself some more customization for some of the enemies. A lot of them will dynamically change their attack ranges and stuff like that, and then this will basically calculate that from there. The ancient one enemy, he's going to have his own behavior tree to drive his logic, because I want to do, that was weird. I hate that it's not centered. Okay, that less bugs me now. He's going to have his own graph. It'll be some of the same functionality, mostly like move to player, and then he's only going to have a static attack. So those will be his two main attacks. I may give him like a ground slam is one that I'm kind of kicking around. And so if I end up doing the ground slam, he'll have attack that attack option if you get too close to him, and that'll just keep you at range. And then some other states for playing death animations and stuff like that. So still got a ton of work to do on this. Just kind of chipping away when I have time. But I have a few other projects and systems in the work. Currently working on a client prediction, uh, client predicted helicopter system for the helicopter movement, so that you have pretty seamless replication for uh, client server model for flying around. I was only forced to go that route because I tried out chaos modular vehicles and just found it's still really early. It's still a pretty new system as far as our side goes. But if you're in, like, I believe they used it in the Lego Fortnite game. Uh, so I'm sure it's much more optimized on that end than what they're giving us. But yeah, it doesn't work too well at the moment. So I made my own, and then maybe I won't need it one day, but hard to say. So that's kind of it. It's just a short update on where everything is at. I'm still unsure on my level design. I created a few maps, nothing worth showing at the moment, and probably just gonna start making some like basic gray box models and stuff like that, and playing around with that as soon as I get all my game logic figured out. Hopefully by December I'll be done programming on this and onto more of the design stuff as I doodle around and test things out. So yeah, thanks for watching.